Hi there, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Oh my goodness, it's been absolutely crazy these past few weeks. I've been moving around, and so the move is now official. Within the last week, it's been a total transit period for me. So thank you so very much for your patience with these readings, these early November readings. And all of you who supported the mid-October readings, thank you so very much for your gracious support. And I was so happy to see you guys there. All right, so there are a few announcements here as it pertains to the mid-November readings. I'll be having it same kind of protocol for this month for the mid-November 15th to the 30th readings. And I've changed a few things, okay, to help the process move forward a bit more seamlessly tech-wise. And so for one, okay, they are now available to reserve on the website, alchemy.com, link in the bio description below. The way that it'll work, okay, is when you order in the email that comes through to you via Alchemy and You, so the Alchemy and You confirmation order will be a chat link. Okay, so if you have any questions about the tech side of receiving access, okay, then you can chat via that chat link, okay? And it'll come directly to me, so I'll address it right then and there so that there's no missing emails and so on and so forth. Okay, another note, if you want to reach out via email, please email directly to alchemyandyou@gmail.com, as if there's a response or direct response to the email that has been sent out via the Alchemy and You confirmation email, it doesn't come through, okay? So I realized that, the last month, and so now it's clear that the emails need to come directly, okay, in a brand new email. So if you choose to reach out via email directly, then you can do it that way. Okay. Any other announcements? Okay, so the mid-November readings are going to be delivered on November 11th. Okay, so I'm thinking of doing it right on just a few days prior to the 15th, whenever they will be available during the month. And so if you order them any point until the 11th, know that they'll be delivered via email to you on, or perhaps even a few days before the 11th. All right. And any more announcements here? Let's see. Yes. Okay. The emails will be sent to is that which is linked to the account that you pay with. So if you're paying via PayPal, then it's your PayPal email address. So check that email address when seeking for that confirmation email to come through. And please also check your spam, just in case it goes to spam. Okay, thank you all so very much. I'm so excited to get these early November readings to you. They're beautiful. Transformations abound for us all here. And remember, we are every sign. So, right, it's a matter of how and what propensity it aligns with your particular chart. And thank you all so much again for your love, your light, your support on this journey forward. And I'll talk to you soon. Hi there, Gemini. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is your early November reading. Of course, energy is fluid. It may permeate a little before the 1st, a little after the 15th. Without further ado, Gemini, let's get right into your reading now. I was meditating on your energy before I turn on the camera. There is a focus on sorting. Okay, factors of relevance. Okay, and it's almost as if the feeling I'm getting for you is like you're packing. You're packing for a certain departure. Okay, and that can be meant in many ways, right? Energetic. It could be physical. It could be emotional. Okay, so on and so forth. So there, though, is this. You're looking through the I'm hearing the mirror. Okay, you're looking through the mirror. This could be a sort of self-reflective uh, reference to what it is that, very interesting, because through the window here, I'm seeing this sort of flashing light, okay? And so it's almost as if, right, there's this reflective nature to the process of your determination of what serves you. What is it that, and it's this sort of mirroring, it's this this process of alignment, understanding what aligns and what doesn't. Okay, I'm hearing what holds value and what doesn't, and you're taking a very close look at that, but you're taking your time with it to really, really isolate. And it's almost as if it's like it's a process of review. And it's like, okay, well, I'm going to set these variables aside, and then I'm going to come back and visit them again. This is not final. It's like that sort of thing. You're like, and it's almost like a process of cleansing as well that I'm getting for you, Gemini. Okay, here we go. You have here the only two cards that popped out right side up, the Two of Wands upright and Temperance upright. Two fire cards. This is Sagittarius' card in the Major Arcana. There is a direction that you're moving in, and you are very much, I'm hearing, excited to move in it. Okay, you've been wanting this, whatever this is. You, in the direction that you're moving in, is very energizing. It's that feeling of like, I'm packing my bags, I'm going on vacation, I'm moving homes, but I'm not just moving. This transformation means a whole lot more for me, okay, than I'm hearing it's deemed to. It's supposed to, I'm hearing even. So there's this sort of literal definition, in a sort of way, of this experience for you. I'm technically moving. I'm technically, I'm hearing translocating. I'm hearing transforming. But there's, excuse me, Gemini, let me take a sip of water. There's a certain quality to this transformation, and I'm hearing this layover, this laying over, that holds value for me in so many different dimensions, that speaks, I'm hearing, for me, through me, and it's the very travel that's made from and to this point of culmination of where I stand, I'm hearing, in the universe. Okay, interesting. Take it as you will. That grounds me in it. Okay, and you have the Son of Cups right behind this Mother of Wands in reverse, looking over at the Ten of Pentacles, looking through the Two of Wands, looking at Temperance, and the feeling of the Son of Wands, like, kind of like, bring it at me, bring it on. You have the, Ace of Pentacles in reverse right beneath the Son of Cups. There is a new beginning here. That's I'm hearing preemptive, okay? That's in preparation. I'm hearing on course, on duty. There's something, I'm hearing vigilant. There's some aspect of this manifestation that speaks to career finances, of the transformation of it, okay? And the establishment of how it transforms. That's impending. That is almost being waited for. So it's almost like you're waiting for the process to lead you to the next state of growth. Okay, I'm hearing specifically growth. Now let's flip the cards over, all the cards, and you've got them in stacks and piles and in duos and trains. There's coordination with your work here, Gemini, but in a way that is also kind of like open-ended, okay? And it's, yeah, the feeling I'm getting is like you're going with it. You're like, well, I feel compelled to
pull this cassette player out and determine, do I want to bring it with me? Is it coming in the luggage? It's like that kind of feeling. It's like I'm going. It's sort of random, but then what I'm doing, I'm not only isolating, right? I'm hearing the do's from the don'ts. I'm organizing what I conceptualize of those things within the context of the other things that I conceptualize as what I do. Okay, so there is a sort of, as I'm getting it for you, and it's like almost like two alternatives, two paths, two perspectives, two approaches, even. I'm hearing harmonics as well, okay? That you realize both play a part, and everything plays a part. And it's almost like you're narrowing down all the parts, not just in terms of yes and no, but in terms of, well, okay, yes. But if this is a yes, how is it a yes in relation to, relative to? How does it exist when I find other yeses? Okay, so it's really like packing, right? If you think about it, it's kind of like when you're packing and you're like, okay, well, I just pulled out a whole box of stuff, and I'm going to go through this whole box of stuff, and I'm going to put aside 3 things that I want to bring with me. Okay, so these 3 things are coming with. I'm here. I resonate with these things. And then you pull out the next box, and you're like, okay, I'm sorting through all this the next box, and let's say I pick 6 things out of that box. Now I have not only 3 yeses, but I have 9 yeses. And so now I'm looking at all these things within the context of each other, and relative to one another. It reshapes, it challenges my paradigm of what is yes. Okay, very interesting. So it's almost like the more the steps that you take to reaching a certain objective and conclusion that capacitates growth, clarifies for you in a philosophical way. It clarifies what constitutes growth. The vision, your vision. Okay, very interesting. And it's almost like this. I'm almost at Sagittarius. Gemini, it's almost like, okay, when you pack, it's like you kind of know where you're going. Okay, you're like, well, I'm packing this, I'm not packing that, I'm packing this, I'm not packing that. I'm, let's say, going to a certain place that has a certain seasonal, I'm hearing, effect. Okay, that I realize, right, certain things may not be fully, completely relevant there for me at a certain point in time. It's expected. Both the process of packing in a certain way and where I'm going. But, Gemini, there is a certain nature to the sort of preparation for this transit, for this process that you are to take on in a certain way, as you may feel it or see it, that is in a constant flux of discovery. So it's almost like as you pack, you find out where you're going. It's like that. It's kind of like interesting, right? It's like, okay, in packing for where I'm going, I understand more of where I'm going. And I understand what serves me by way of that sort of cyclical participation in the process of moving, incapacitating growth. I mean, measured growth. Now, you have here the Devil card, who's popped up for almost every single sign now. Lots of signs have been pulling the Devil card right next to the Seven of Cups in reverse. Devil upright, right beneath the Ten of Pentacles, right above this Ace of Pentacles. There's a focus on the motion of the movement. Okay, this could be actual translocation for a number of you. And specifically as it pertains to, I'm hearing, where we take the business, where this new beginning, I'm hearing, takes root. And there is a certain knowing, a certain premonition, a certain intuition perhaps that you have held, a certain sort of, I'm hearing idealization, that you realize it's not just fanciful thinking, but is constructive to my course and my cause, okay? And so there's the siding with that and the listening to that sort of inner voice, so to speak, as you may see it or as you may feel it, that is your guiding force through the many, 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 many involved components, processes, stages of preparation for it. So it's by way of this intuitive sort of dialogue, okay? And I'm hearing dialect specifically. You have here the Son of Cups looking at the Seven of Cups. There is communication, okay, be it between you and another Son of Cups, an individual with a lot of water in their chart, someone who's very creative, very soft-spoken as well, someone who is not present. I'm getting not present. You're not physically in their midst, so to speak. Okay, I'm hearing aligned. There's something here. There's distance. Okay, and I'm hearing perhaps for a number of you a certain diaphragm. So some communication, okay, is happening. Yes, energetically, spiritually, also esoterically, as I'm getting it for a number of you, as you may feel it, as you may see it, of course, general reading, so it may permeate differently for everyone, but there is a sort of, if this is another individual, there is a recollection I'm hearing of past that spurred, that prompted the direction that you are now taking for where it is you want to take yourself, okay, in a certain way. Again, as you may perceive it, as you may feel it, there's a recognition, though. There's an awareness of the role that this individual played. There's a recognition, there's an awareness of the fundamentalism of what it means to intuit something, okay, and what that role signifies for us and others, and how we are to collaborate with that certain gift comprehensively. Okay, now, if this is another individual, Mother of Wands, okay, sitting right side by side the Son of Cups, they could be involved with a fire sign, okay, or a certain process, I'm hearing, of maturity, of growth. Now you have here the Two of Pentacles in reverse, right here with the Seven of Swords upright. Sitting right up top at the apex of your reading, you then have the Nine of Wands in reverse, the Daughter of Swords upright, and you have them in doubles. Okay, now the Five of Wands upright, overlaying the Son of Pentacles in reverse. Very interesting. The Son of Pentacles is making eye contact with the Mother of Wands. Okay. Okay, now you also have the Five of Cups upright, overlaying the Six of Swords. 5, 6. Now, I almost said Scorpio. Okay. Gemini, I almost said Sagittarius as well, and you have Sagittarius' card, Temperance. There's something that's coming to a head as it pertains to the value system of what is being created. And there has been this process of defining for ourselves what that value is, what our very personal truth is. We've taken our time with that process, very much so, even if it's meant almost working, I'm hearing, in the dark in a certain way, right? Where it's been so much, I'm hearing, of an abstraction, of a dream, to extract it in such a way where we are then ready to take it on. Not only perceptively, but in terms of the feeling that we feel for it, the passion that we feel for it. So there's a preparative sort of energy for action, establishment of a new beginning, specifically as it pertains to matters of career, finances. As I'm getting it for you, there's many elements, factors that are creative, that go into the shaping, okay, of this venture and this direction that's taken. And Gemini, there is an emotional dimension as well to how it is that we feel the experience of transformation. And it's the confrontation with the emotional dimension that determines how far, how deeply, in a certain way, we see not what we feel, but what we know. What we've known all along. And it's that vulnerability that is, I'm hearing the key in the keyhole, I'm hearing diaphragm. There's a dimension of communication that you realize, I'm hearing, must be exercised in a certain way. As it pertains to my plans, my course of action. So if there's been a certain silence, okay, if there's been a certain delineation I'm hearing between cause and effect, between emotions and perception, our feelings and our thoughts, you're realizing they play roles that shape my standing through my many transformations of reaching the understanding of me and my path. And so it's a self-confrontation, as I'm getting it, Gemini, and I'm hearing Scorpio for you, okay? But it speaks to I'm hearing translocation for a number of you specifically, and in your theme here you have Four of Pentacles upright, overlaying the Ten of Wands in reverse, overlaying the Ace of Swords in reverse, overlaying the Daughter of Wands in reverse, Daughter of Wands mirroring the Ten of Wands in reverse. Okay, now two tens, Ten of Wands, Ten of Pentacles, culmination, but I'm getting it's preparative, first and foremost preparative, and it's by way of the process of your preparation that leads you to the opening of your aperture. And this reference has come through for a number of signs now. I believe it came through for Scorpio as well, perhaps Taurus or Leo, okay, or Aries. There's a focus, yet again, on communication, the desire for it. There's a desire for communication that we feel will lead to an action, that will lead us to a state of being able to act on what it is that we find in the space that we step into in a vulnerable way. Okay, and there's a desire for the culmination of action, to understand sort of where it all goes, but yet again, the recognition that it's a matter of preparation to reach the point where we feel completely aligned, solid, in the finding, the understanding that is upheld first and foremost energetically. Okay, so it's so very interesting. Gemini, have a beautiful, beautiful November. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you again for your patience with it. I highly recommend you check out your rising, ascendant, or moon sign as well, as oftentimes those may provide you with further insights in your situation. For example, I know that I resonate a lot with my moon sign, even more than my sun, sometimes here and there. Let's see, if you don't know your signs, you can click the link below in the description box that I provide, and that will compute them for you. Otherwise, thank you so very much for tuning in, Gemini. Have a beautiful, beautiful early November. I'll be back soon with notes on registering for the mid-November readings. Okay, stay tuned for that. The protocol will be the same as the last month, so stay tuned for the video on that. Thank you so very much again for tuning in, Gemini. Have a beautiful early November, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Hi there, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to your early November reading. And I just wanted to update as the reading for this video was recorded a few days prior to the confirmation of the way the mid-monthly readings would be working. Okay, so the mid-November readings are now currently available to reserve via the link Alchemy and You, also available in the description box below, so you can click on that. If you go directly to the website, there should be a banner up there, and you can click that and reserve that way. Okay. Otherwise, thank you all so very much for your support. I appreciate it so very much. For those of you who perhaps were not tuned in the last month when I addressed this change in the way that the mid-monthly readings would work, this change really allows for me to continue with the mid-monthly readings. Okay, as right, I have the personal services that I offer, but I would like to continue with the general readings, giving them the time and the attention that I do. So your support in this really allows me to continue with that. So thank you so very much, all of you, for your support, your love, your light, your comments, your subscriptions, your shares. I'm so very touched by all of you, and I hope to see you in the November reading soon. All right, bye.